Greetings and hallucinations this Monday morning. Yeah, I did say hallucinations. Well, we got the whole flashback from the 60s and 70s things going. I think I'm still tripping on that blotter, Mr. Natural blotter I took in 71. We got a little Savoy Brown this morning was going. A step further, that is a studio album on side 1 and live album on side 2. And it's got the Savoy Brown, the Savoy Brown Boogie. This is the Boogie Band, the Savoy Brown Boogie. Do-do-do-do, do-do-do-do-do, boom-boom-boom. What? How was your weekend, Andy? I didn't ask. I pretty much watched snow melt all weekend. We had just piles of snow, and then about 8, 9 inches, 10 inches. And then, of course, the snow melts, which uncovers various treasures. If you happen to have some dogs outside, maybe. And there they are. Did you just have that queued up so that if I said the thing, or did Alexa do that, or how did that happen? I don't know, but who let the dogs out? Outside! Piles of poop! When the rain and snow melts, now you got... Man, it looks like Gettysburg in my backyard, man. Just poop piles everywhere. I know it. Like I said, it's Monday. It is a Monday, January 22nd. Double deuces. I got a pair of deuces. And what a difference, Andy, a week makes, huh? Jeez Louise, man. Last week, as you all know, the Montana Pro Rodeo was in town. And what that meant was, 35, 40 below zero? It was cold. It was, car won't start, furnace is kicking on every 2 minutes, pipes are frozen. It was freaking. Dog was going outside doing this. It was cold. Okay, this week, not so bad. Upper 40s. We're going to see some 50s, Andy? Show me. Okay? There it is, Andy. Up low 50, 51. But it's like weather for brunch. Let's go to brunch. It's finally weather nice again. We can go out and have eggs and pesto. Seriously, though, Andy, Jesus, the big story all last week was, while it was freezing in Great Falls, Montana, it was literally affecting tens of millions of people across the whole United States. This weekend, this bitter cold temperatures, wind chills. It's the big storm of this winter. It's nothing like, Stormzilla or bomb cyclones, or, it's just this weird, it's just this weird kind of fluctuation of weather that we have now. We don't have the sustained winters. I just seen when I was a kid, we used to build snow forts. How many snow forts could you build in Great Falls this winter? Well, one in October for it would melt, and another one this week, but it's already melted. So, this whole winter storm that's been making, it's shit, man. It's everywhere. It's making national news, It's usually stormy here, and it's nice everywhere else, and God dang it, how come it's, but it's crappy everywhere, and it's been like, shit. 2 weeks, Andy? Almost 2 weeks now. This cold snap, it's kind of hit the whole nation, and I mean, it's just, boom, it's like John Madden, the cold front's taking a zig, and he's like, and boom, it's hit the whole nation. Reports are, at least, Andy, you're throwing up there right now. I've got Associated Press, USA Today, BBC. At least 65 people have been killed in the last week from the storm. And when I read numbers like that, Andy, it always makes my heart hurt. Not only for the people, but for the doggos and cats that just got left out, caught out, shitty owners. It's just, it was just even last week, even just last week when we had this, I'm on Facebook, I do social media. Pipewrench has, what is it this morning, Andy? 45,000 followers plus. Thank you, everybody, for following. It was like 22. This past week, it was like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. It's 22 below zero, okay, in Great Falls, Montana. The winds howling, you got the wind chill. Some lady posted here on the Great Falls Lost and Found Dogs site, and she found 3 puppies in a box on 15th. That's the one way. She said it was over by Kernigans in that area of 15th. Miraculously, they're still alive, but again, it makes me wonder, what kind of worthless piece of crap would abandon 3 helpless puppies in a cardboard box in sub-zero weather? I mean, that's not only our local citizens. I'm not picking on our local citizens. Anybody that's familiar with rescue, have worked in the shelter, that's a standard operating procedure for the human race. I just wonder more, though, why wasn't I lucky enough to have caught these people doing this? I mean, come on, come on, man. Come on, man. Let me catch someone like that. I know, Andy. I know it's a shame that we live in a world that does that. I mean, I just don't understand it. I just don't understand people in general. It's really bad, though. Nationwide, you're thinking it's cold here, and you're concentrating here. You got to get your car started. You got to get your kids to school. The sidewalks need shoveling. The furnace is kicking on all the time. You got the cupboards open, so keep the pipes thawed out, but you don't think about everybody else, or I don't think about it when I'm shoveling. I'm like, I wonder how the people in New Jersey are doing. I wonder how they're doing in Jersey. I wonder if they're doing okay. I don't think about that, but like you go through up here, Memphis, Tennessee, 19 people died. Residents there the authorities are saying you got to boil your water or get bottled water because there's been so many ruptured pipelines and whatever they are I'm not a plumber. Okay. ruptured pipelines and stuff seeping into the water supply. Everybody in Memphis is like, you gotta boil your water. New York, statewide, not just part of New York, not just up by Buffalo, not over by Syracuse, but the whole damn state, okay? Black ice. They're warned about black ice. Have you seen, geez, if you're a football fan, you have seen what the Buffalo Bills went through for the last 2 weeks. I mean, geez, 2 weeks ago, like, can't we find anybody to shovel? They're paying you $20 an hour and hot coffee or chocolate to shovel. You know? I really, no shit. You want me to shovel? Give me freaking tickets. Jeez. So they just shoveled the aisles and left all the seats. You know, all the seats are, yeah, right. All the seats are full of snow and, you know, I mean, yeah, it's like I seen it on Facebook. It made, you know, social media. It was all everywhere on Twitter. And what? What did I call it? Twitter? Oh, I'm sorry, Elon. Okay, it was all over X. It's really kind of weird, isn't it? You know, where are you? I'm on X. Really? Is that like OnlyFans? But yeah, you know, they're paying people. Then you saw the Kansas City game 2 weeks ago, last weekend, where Mahomes got his helmet broke in the ice and snow. Yeah, it's just like, it's just blizzards, and they're doing it. They're getting the games done. But jeez, what happened was it was heavier. You know, they forecasted snow, right? They're like, oh yeah, we're gonna get a little snow. We're gonna get a little snow. It's not getting a little bit too bad. You're gonna get a little sledding with the kids. And then New York, Baltimore, Boston, Washington, D.C., Buffalo. That was all by Friday. This past Friday, they seen like records amount of snow. You know? So, I mean, the storms have literally, I mean, it's like, you look at the map, you know, it's like the storm is just like kicking freaking butt. Okay? And Pacific Northwest, the West, the Midwest, the Plains, the South, the Northeast, New England, everybody but Florida, basically. It's been nothing but sub-zero, heavy snows, not to be confused with heavy metal. Just heavy snows. No, we're not going to do heavy metal Mondays. We could do heavy metal Mondays in the future. Bend your head! Metal health will drive you mad! I'd rather do Savoy Brown, the movie that we were doing, but, you know, whatever people want. I'm flexible. Not really. I creak and groan and ouch! Where was I? I was talking about heavy snow. Thank you. Heavy snows, freezing rain, super high winds. And I mean, it's like, you know, if you live in Great Falls, we're used to 30-mile-an-hour winds, but they're hitting Nebraska and Iowa and Kansas, the flatlands. They're hitting 60 miles an hour with snow. And this has been going on, what, Andy, for 2 weeks now? I mean, geez. Yeah, it's like, oofda. Who says oofda? Who? Norwegians from Minnesota. Okay, Norwegians from Minnesota. All right, from who? From where? From the movie Fargo. Norwegians from Minnesota from the movie Fargo say, oofda. I think you're wrong, but I'll go with it, Andy. wasn't Steve Buscemi in that? And there was like a guy, Macy was in it, and he hired like hitmen to kidnap his wife. And yeah, it was a pretty good movie. Fargo, yeah. The Coen Brothers? Okay. Fargo, yeah, UFTA. Speaking of UFTA, trying to do like, the blizzard. You're like talking about Fargo. And there was blizzards in the movie Fargo. I remember that now. They buried all that money in the snow. Steve Buscemi got his face shot off. I know it. And, it's going to warm up, though, Andy. It's going to warm up. We're already... Today is going to be, like, in the mid-30s. And today is the coldest day for the next, 10 days or so in Great Falls. Yeah, it's going to be 40s, above freezing at night. We're back to that again. We had the week-long winter storm. 65 people back east. 19 Tennessee. Man, oh man. And the memes were too funny last week. The most popular one that I saw floating around everywhere was that, be careful, there's a blizzard, there's storms going on, so, you got to be careful who you can take home with you for the weekend because of for the night because of the blizzard. Just Andy. The meme says, be careful who you take home, who you go home with for the night because of the blizzard. You might be stuck with them for the whole weekend or even longer. Which, you might be stuck with. Exactly. I mean, what if you what if you were drunk and you went out and you were like, la-di-da, let's do some shots, and you're drinking some shots and you're having a good time, la-di-da-di-da, and you meet some girl and you go home with her and she's Kathy Bates from the movie Misery. I'm just your biggest fan. Give me a hammer so I can break your ankle. I know it. You got to be careful. You got to be careful out there. I mean, geez, your biggest fan, huh? I don't have any fans. No, not Kathy Bates want to kidnap me and tie me up, and that sounds cool, but the hammer part does not sound cool. What if they didn't say, what if you're lucky and you get stuck with your soulmate? Right. Well, seriously? Your soulmate. You're going to just meet your soulmate somewhere drunk in a bar. I guess it could happen. I mean, what is the soulmate, I don't know. The term originated in what? Throw it up. 15th, 16th century poetry. It's a belief. It's a belief that, there's a person exists specifically for another person, okay? Though psychologists say that that's pretty unrealistic expectation. But I don't think it's impossible. I mean, shit. If Kathy Bates is one side of the spectrum, what is a soulmate? What is it? It's the psychologist says one person. Well, maybe that means you'd have to believe what? Reincarnation, maybe a little bit, because as you Okay, I think it's like they're puzzle pieces. They're like they're not complete until they're together, and they make a picture or together. They're like they fit together. Okay, in every way, shape, and form. They're incomplete. Um, um, Without each other. It's like they're completely compatible, Andy. I'm thinking, man. I mean, they like the same music, okay? They like the same movies or type of movies. They're interested in the same lifestyle, decoration, goals. Um, I see them. They're in tune. They finish each other's sentences. Paul Wyndham McCartney, it was a good example. They finish each other's sentences. Not only do they finish each other's sentences, but like if one's starting out a joke, the other one's laughing at the joke, adding parts of the joke until they're doing it together. Right, they build on each other's jokes. It's almost like living or being with a straight man or your funny man or whatever. Okay, the compatible person. I think would there be like a natural affinity for similarities? They would share. Not only are they similar, like I said, movies, like same type of movies, maybe not the same kind of movies, but type of movies, maybe same kind of comedy. They would be said. They share the same ideas generally, or the same norms, or the same ideas of intimacy, of compatibility, spirituality, and or religion. Okay, sexual activity, sexual norms. That's all the European. The European model. And we've talked about that before, that Europeans are much more open than Americans are. But, as far as soulmates, you know them when you see them. You just do. You know them when you see them. They have a common goal. It's everything. Okay, that's why you don't see. That's what I'm thinking, Andy. Yeah, that's what the compatibility. You know when you see them. For instance, all right, give you a for instance. Eddie Van Halen and Valerie Bertinelli. They morphed to as a couple. They had everything in common. And I mean everything. If you read the stuff that Valerie has written, they had everything in common. Okay? They ended up getting a divorce, and I don't think that soulmates would do that. But they didn't. It's their weird story. They morphed into each other. If you look at later, the Van Halen song, Love Walks In, and the bing, there they are. Okay, they morphed into each other. They looked like each other. Okay? Oh, yeah, Andy just said Johnny and June. That's another couple that, you could just tell they need each other. Okay? And not in an unhealthy or codependent type of way. But as soulmates would be needing each other for the completion of whatever. I'm not a psychologist. That's just my opinion. That it's pretty special. It's not very common. I mean, everybody's like, "Oh yeah, I married my soulmate." It's like, nice that you feel that way. But truly, if you look at statistically speaking, doesn't happen very often. So, what? Me? Oh, please. No. I've had, 4 marriages that haven't worked? No, I don't believe that. If you're soulmates and you do break up, you come back together like Eddie and Valerie did. She was there at his deathbed. She divorced, her husband divorced her. The divorce was because she never got over. Okay, right. But Kathy Bates from Misery is the complete opposite. So who would you rather, be stuck in a blizzard with? That was the question, wasn't it? And then we rambled on for how many minutes again? Ramble on. I'm singing a song, I'm rambling on my way. I'm going down and down the way. Sing about. That's what I think. So if you're going to do a blizzard, soulmates are compatible. It's in every way. So and I like sexually, sharing kinks. That'd be nice to find someone that shared the exact same kinks, deviants, whatever you call them. Kathy Bates, on the other hand, wants to beat you with a sledgehammer because she's your biggest fan. So when you're in blizzard situations, stuff like this is coming up, you're going to have to remind yourself, do you want the spiritual connection or the psycho connection? Psycho killer. It wouldn't be fair to say that, and no, I won't repeat it, but no, it wouldn't be fair. I just don't make good choices. It just doesn't click, right? So, yeah, Kathy instead of soulmates. Kathy instead of Valerie. There's your choice. You have either Kathy Bates in Misery or Valerie Burton on a blizzard, or June Carter Cash. Goldie Hawn and Russell? Yeah, maybe. They look alike anymore, don't they? They share everything, politically, religious, spiritually, both garden, both are actors. The list goes on of the commonalities. Yeah. Yes, sir, Andy, that was a good one. That was a very good one. So, yeah, we got blizzard conditions. Like I said, it's going to get warmer, though. Yeah, this week it's warming up. 50s by the end of the week. Nationwide, we're going to see temperatures above normal from coast to coast, which means Florida's going to be... the maps were throw it up. Looking at the weather storm map from last week, the whole country is blue and purple, okay? It's blue and purple. Those are the only colors except down here over in Florida. You got blue and purple, and then it's green, yellow, red. Yeah. I don't like Florida. I lived in Florida for a while. I lived in Dade County. You can have it as far as I'm concerned. I don't like Florida. First of all, it smelled, when I lived in Dade County, which is I lived in the Miami area, it smells horrible. It smells like a putrid swamp with dirty socks in it. Okay? And the humidity is so bad that when you walk out of the house, like to go to the car and you just take a shower, by the time you get to your car, you turn around, take another shower. And they got mosquitoes. Big. Yeah, I don't like Miami at all. No, Florida, you can have it. You can have it. You can have it. Yeah. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, you can have it. Andy, are we good? We are good. We are good this warmer Monday, January 2nd morning. We will be back next week. It will be warm all week, so get out there and do stuff again. Get the pipes ready, everything fixed. Andy, that's right. Don't forget, spay and neuter, adopt, don't shop, foster, rescue, volunteer, make a difference. Why don't you adopt a shelter pet today? I push dogs, but if you want to adopt a cat, that's all right. It's all right? It's all right. Till next week, Andy's giving me the high side. Everybody, we'll see you next Monday morning. Until next Monday, we are out of here. One pride.